Rinky Dinky. Go!
Band on.
Band on.
Band on. Tour.
Hi everybody, welcome to the very first episode of Band on Tour, brought to you by Rinky Dinky Co. My name is Simon Alexander. I am the owner and creator of Rinky Dinky Co. And I make children's book applications. Right now it's only iPad, and I've got an app called Rinky Dinky Rhyme Book available. And while I'm on tour with the band that I will introduce you to very shortly, it's actually going to be $2.99, which is 40% off of the regular price. And I've spent 13 months on this thing, full time. Really proud of it. The reason why this podcast is called Band on Tour is because it's about a band on tour, and that band on tour is 6C from McAllen, Texas. I'm going to have them introduce themselves to you so you can know whose voice is going with what. And then we will talk about who they are and what's going on with this tour.
My name's Johnny. I play guitar.
My name is Miguel, and I play bass, and I do backup vocals.
Hi, my name is Cameron, and I play drums, and I do backup vocals.
And my name is Audrey, and I sing and do guitar.
And you get the woot-woots from the boys in the crowd.
No, I do not.
Yeah?
Boys think
That's
I'm
me.
icky.
They actually cover me.
Cooties.
So I hope you can know whose voice is who now.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously, you know,
That was
your
Miguel.
girl voice. This is me.
This is Johnny.
That was actually Audrey.
We're just kidding.
Okay, we're gonna.
I'm Johnny.
I'm Cameron.
No!
I'm.
Everyone's gonna be confused.
Okay.
That's okay, guys. There's nobody listening anyway.
They'll figure it
It's
out.
the first podcast. How about we talk about how you became a band, why you became a band, when people joined the band, who's leaving the band next.
All the inside scoops. Cool. So we started in 2008,
Late.
Take this one out.
I think, 2008. It was just me writing silly little acoustic songs, and then
Secretly.
my brother here, Cameron, say hi.
Hi.
That's my brother. He played drums in a bunch of hardcore bands, and little did I know he was really into jazz and all these different types of genres, and he put these cool flares on the songs, and we started playing shows. And then I think a year later we recorded.
Well, there's so much more info in that.
Hold on, I got an idea. Let's give everybody some info about where they can get more information
Okay.
about you
I'm
guys
down.
later on. So you guys have a Facebook page?
We are on the Facebook. It's facebook.com/sickc. 6C as in I am sick, like sick, and C as in the ocean.
As in,
Wait, that sounds like a dog.
Sound like a fighter jet and a.
Karen, do your dolphin.
That was
But-
good.
Sound effect, Cameron.
The strangest thing about when we first started off is when Audrey was writing the songs, I didn't even know she was writing them. They were just like this top secret MySpace that no one knew about. And then one of our friends from McAllen, Patrick, he had a production company called Goodbar Productions, where he was working with someone else called Sam Goodbar. And he found her MySpace, asked her to play the show, and she was like, well, can my brother play with me? And she was like, yeah,
He's like,
sure.
I guess.
Oh, whatever. And so we got together, started writing. She finally showed me the songs, did what I could to add in, and we had 3 covers, 3 originals, and we set up
Lots
and
of banter.
we played those 3 originals like no tomorrow, let me
Yeah.
tell you. And got off stage and did it every day, every month, I guess, like twice a month, and
We were playing a lot in the beginning.
yeah.
Like every weekend.
Incubator.
It was a cool feeling.
you guys opened up for my band. I used to be in a band called, this is Simon again, by the way, so you don't think any of these other people were in this band. I used to be in a band called The December Drive, and our last show ever was
Our first big show.
It was their first big show. They opened it up for us, and it's weird.
Yeah.
It's like weird how these things are interconnected.
And before I was in the band, Miguel played bass. I actually played.
Oh yes,
I actually
you played
played-
our very first incubator.
We played your very first incubator show on our like EP release
For the
on
band.
that is
called
so
A
weird.
Waltz to
Did you know
Remember.
that?
No.
That's
Yeah.
before you guys even asked me to play. It was just you and Cameron.
Yeah, you. What were you playing?
I played bass and I sang.
Oh, okay,
For
yeah.
In a Waltz to Remember, some friends.
I bought the CD.
You were
of
at
that
Waltz to
show.
Remember?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
That's crazy. Like what we were saying, like how it all ties together.
I wonder if you can hear my mind blowing on the microphone. That's crazy. And Johnny,
Johnny-
how do we know you?
We don't know you. Who are you? Just you and Johnny.
What is that one Craigslist thing?
Craigslist?
Craigslist? Yeah. Craigslist, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you all know me. But
Tell us about what you posted.
I posted something. This is like 2 years or 4 years after they even started doing anything. This is recently. I posted something last January looking for a band, and they found it in May of that year. And then that's when they messaged me to try out and everything. And they let me know after that summer, so I pretty much joined in August last year. And I've been in the band ever since then.
Yeah, and he lives in Austin, so that's a good.
like
That's
six-
just 5 hours away. I
like
used to
6
play in like metal bands and I played in a lot of different bands, not just metal, but
Yeah, his
Yeah.
portfolio that he sent me was like had classical guitar and also
Jazz.
hardcore, and yeah, it was a lot of really cool compositions he had done. So it was his Craigslist post that really struck me. We were so desperate for a guitarist. I was obviously, you said you posted that in January, and I went all the way from May back to January.
We were like 9 or 10 pages down
Yeah.
searching
Yeah.
Austin under music and just going and going and going, and we find this page and Audrey's like, how does this sound? And I was
Well,
like,
I first I told Cameron, I said, I found someone, we have to audition him. And Cameron was like, where did you find him? I said, Craigslist. And he was like, no. There is no way we are going to do this.
You
And
really
I said,
said that?
he really did, yes.
Sure.
And I was like, wait. You have to read the post first. You will understand what I mean. So he read the post, and it was just like crazy how he had
perfect.
super similar influences, and he had the right attitude and like morals, and we were just like, it was ridiculous how crazy on point that post was, and Cameron like agreed 100%.
I was like, get it.
And then
Remember the first time we met him?
yeah,
I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
I was going to interject because I don't know the answers to these. Had you ever heard of 6C beforehand?
no.
When you decided, when they contacted you about it, did you listen to the stuff and say, oh, hey, this would be really, really cool to be in? Or were you just like, oh, maybe this is something outside of what I've done normally and see if it fits? Because like now it fits for sure, but the beginnings of it, like what was going on?
So I had listened to it when they first messaged me, and I really liked it. It wasn't anything too different than what I had done before, because I've done a lot. I've been in a lot of different bands and projects, so it wasn't too different. But I just really liked it and saw the potential in it. So I was glad that they messaged me and brought me on.
and I remember that was around the time that Miguel was kind of thinking about going back to school or staying in the band. So when Johnny came down for the audition, that was like Miguel's last practice with
That
us.
was.
But when they met,
For like, what, a month
Oh, yeah.
or
Yeah.
two? It
Wait,
was just,
I just want to say real quick, when they met, it was like magic.
Like, best friends.
It was like sparks flew.
Yeah.
did we just
Instant
become best
connection.
friends?
Yep.
It was a little too perfect.
Is that a Step Brothers quote?
Yeah. But actually, the craziest thing about Johnny joining is like when we told him that we were thinking about auditioning him. There was like right when we said that, it was just like chaos struck, and it was just like 50 million thousand things we had to do. And Johnny's up in Austin, like,
Oh, that was
am I in?
that was when the label contacted us.
Yeah, so we were like, Johnny's like, am I in? Do I learn the songs? Am I going with you to Atlanta? And he was like, he kept trying to get in contact and we couldn't talk. And he just started learning the songs, like from
Thank
watching
God.
YouTube videos and like listening to our CD and just trying to like by ear picking it up. And he was able to learn like 4 songs just from that. And we met up and he knew all the parts and we're like, holy poop, that's crazy. And so he just like made it happen. Jumped in, laid the law down, and it was like, you worked this hard, you deserve to be in this band. And so like,
What was it, like a month after the audition that we left to go record?
yeah,
It was it was in May, and then we left in August.
Okay, so it's a couple months.
yeah. So it was crazy how that happened. Like, but right before, back to the beginning of our 6C, aka Argdry,
That's right.
we had our very first bassist name was Eloy
Alvarez, I think?
Alvarez.
No, Eloy something. It doesn't matter.
He became a firefighter, and then Audrey had known Miguel because they went to the same church through Audrey's friend Vanessa, and Audrey had seen Miguel play
You know
bass.
Vanessa, right?
Yeah, Vanessa.
Well, okay,
Vanessa-
so Eloy decided he was going to leave, and
Oh.
I was trying to think, who do I know that plays bass?
Actually, really quick, Eloy became a firefighter. What a gangster!
Yeah.
And then
And I was trying to think of who we knew, and I was at Cameron's graduation from high school.
Oh yeah.
Ran into Miguel, because Miguel was there to see his cousin graduate. And we were like, oh, hey, I haven't seen you in so long, blah, blah, blah. And then we were walking to the car, and I was like, Miguel plays bass. I just remembered, and then...
Slap of the bass.
And I was thinking, he's a really nice guy, you know, he goes to church, and he seems like really fun. And Cameron and I auditioned you. And
I remember that. You just called me.
that
was an audition.
I think I called Vanessa, like, can I get Miguel's phone number? Because I'd never really had a conversation with you.
Yeah, I was like home alone, and you're like, hey. I'm like, hey. I was walking like on the kitchen, just pacing back and forth in the kitchen, like, and you asked to be in the band. I was like, yeah, I'll be in the band.
What were you doing musically at the time?
Like I said, I was in that other band called Waltz to Remember.
Oh, yeah.
We had taken a break because our singer went to school in Phoenix, so we kind of just took a break. And when he came back, we kind of didn't get back to it. So I was just,
chilling.
just jamming myself, whatever. So by myself.
Yeah. And then you were there. You auditioned after we recorded our first EP with Jason Call.
Yeah.
And then we just started playing shows like crazy.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then we hit the studio again like a year later.
That was crazy.
And all of that leads to touring.
Which we decided to start doing after our second EP release, which was called Oh Ship, which was actually under the new band name, which is our current band name, 6C. And
Let me tell you how crazy that was. The beginning of our touring career was probably the most self-testing part of my life, I'd have to say.
why?
3 people in a small minivan, packed to the complete capacity, drums, luggage, food,
Bass and guitar and
drums.
Have you guys ever put a picture up anywhere for people to see what it would look like?
We have a video.
videos.
You should post. We'll post it on Facebook when we release this podcast, so you can see how crazy it was.
we could
Okay.
do that. That's awesome.
That's actually a perfect idea. So when you listen to this podcast, go ahead and head on down to facebook.com/sickc.
And you'll see the picture there.
Sick a C.
Every. But it was, yes, definitely,
We were 3-piece right at that time.
Yeah.
Cameron, Miguel, and I.
which definitely made it a lot easier.
Yeah, and we were named Minivan, which we're still in that same minivan.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I know.
This
is our-
minivan
This
has
is our
gone
5th
on-
tour, and
Where'd you guys go on the first one?
the first one was the East Coast tour. It was awesome. We
Yes.
profited on our first
Yeah.
tour.
Oh, because
It was crazy. It was 6 weeks also.
Yeah, it was
Like 6 weeks
Texas to New York City, Chicago, and then down home.
All the states
and
in
then
between.
Like Tennessee and
yeah.
we hit Wichita, Oklahoma. No, I don't think we did Oklahoma. Oh, we did. Remember the the dungeon castle, hidden castle.
Hidden
yeah,
Castle.
Hidden Castle.
That was a very interesting venue, I must say.
It's crazy how different tour is now from then.
I'm so
And-
glad we have a trailer now.
Yeah.
We would have to sit we had to set up where the front two obviously drove and the passenger was a co-pilot, and the back we had a bench and then 2 seats, but we took out the whole bench and then 1 seat because we had to fit everything else in there, and that 1 seat in the back, that's where when one person would sleep, just cocooned in blankets and sleeping bags and
Pillows.
and,
We kept all the blankets and pillows there.
just so you could be able to sit like kind of straight, because you couldn't lean the chair back.
Yeah, so you'd
You
probably
couldn't lean it
you'd
like,
kind of be like leaned forward,
but wrapped up. Like,
yeah, so it was like a really comfortable cocoon. But
oh, that was
And you
good.
were forced to sleep if you
Yeah.
were there because we had to have someone well rested at all times to drive.
Oh, another funny thing is, we'll put up the video on YouTube again.
Like Miguel and I.
Yeah,
Oh,
me and
no.
Audrey.
yeah,
Audrey on the road. She told me about the story that she would feed Cameron when he was little.
In his sleep.
when he was a kid, he would be sleeping, and I think you said you were with friends, or you just
Yeah,
decided
one
to
night-
they
do
would
it.
all surround
I-
my bed.
One night we had like we went out to eat and Cameron stayed home to do something.
How old was he?
He was probably like 8 or 10.
Okay.
And we came home with his food. It was like pasta from Pizza Hut. And I just like started feeding him in his sleep, and he would like chew it and swallow it.
and not
And I fed
still
him
be
like
sleeping.
yeah, he was asleep the whole time, and I fed him like half of it. And then like a week later, I was like eating a bowl of shredded mini wheats, and I was full, and I had like 5 big fat ones floating. They're all soggy, and I was like, I'm not gonna finish this. Cameron was asleep on the couch, and I just went over and fed them all to him.
Did you ever wake up just like?
No, he didn't.
no,
he
I
didn't.
was-
It was the
I mean,
greatest.
like after the fact, you wake up, it's like.
Yeah, okay, yeah. After I fed him the
full.
cereal, like a few minutes later, I went, he was awake, and I was like, hey, are you hungry? And he was like, no, not really.
I'm never hungry.
And I was like, oh, well, I fed you cereal in your sleep. He's like, that's what I was tasting right now.
I just want to do if you ever meet me
Don't.
and I'm asleep, don't ever feed me. That's not a challenge or anything. That's just
It was a challenge.
no. But right now, this is a request. Do not feed me in my sleep because I will wake up most likely very angry.
Cameron, come on.
So I'm just saying,
on.
hey,
Anyway.
I just gotta make it known.
Okay.
So maybe some people who are not in a band or are starting a band and want to go out on tour. How did you guys do that first tour? How did you get the shows booked for it? Because 6 weeks is a long time.
Okay,
Well, we were blessed to have the local band Dignan in our hometown.
there's so many things that we've been really, really fortunate to have happen to us because of the right people just being in our lives. So we had the bassist of one of our local bands who toured a lot. His band is kind of not like they were slowing down their touring, and he already had a bunch of contacts, and we mentioned that we were, wanting to start touring, and a couple of people directed us to him. They're like, oh, well, he's started doing this, so you should ask him. So I remember, I think I
We were at
emailed
Moonbeams.
him, or I emailed him, and he was like, all right, let's have a meeting then. Come meet us at Moonbeams Coffee in like tomorrow. So Cameron and I went, and he's like, all right, what day do you want to leave? Okay, where do you want to go? All right, let's plan this. You'll be back on this day. And we left the coffee shop like, what just happened? Are we actually going to tour? Is this really happening? And like, of course he charges. So we had been pretty smart about the band, and we hadn't spent money.
none of
Every
it.
time we would make money at a show, which we're very lucky to have made money at shows. I know a lot of people don't make money in the beginning, but we had some really, really awesome promoters in McAllen. But we would always put that money away. We'd never touch it. And we had enough to pay the booking agent. And
I actually want to throw something in really, really quick. If you're starting off and you really want to start touring, the number one thing to tour and be comfortable is savings. If you can save a certain amount of money, and the more you can save, you will be 10 times more comfortable, and you'll be able to do and try foods that you would not be able to try if you didn't have money.
Do not be tempted to spend your money on a 6-pack of beer or to take your friends out to eat at Whataburger after the show. You need to, if you're really serious about the band, you need to put the money away and save it for investments like merch. If you want to have shirts or if you want to go touring, you need to have money for that, and you don't want to be charging your credit card, so you got to be smart about it.
Yes.
Absolutely. And Whataburger, if for people who are not from Texas, is probably it's better than whatever when you think that you have this really awesome. It's a chain burger place, but you're like, yeah, it's really, really good. It's really, really good. It's not as good as Whataburger.
No.
Okay, let's go around and say what your favorite, how you order your Whataburger. Cameron, go.
Okay, actually, I want to say the phrase there is,
have it your way.
No, that's Burger King.
Oh, God.
Just like you like
Just like you like
Just
The
like
golden
you like
arches.
Honestly, I don't eat fried food, so don't judge me for that. But I
Okay.
do know that Whataburger and In-N-Out are my favorite.
Okay,
Yes.
this is
just like you like
this
it.
is how I do it.
How do you like it, Cameron?
Let me tell you. Well,
Just like you
I gotta
like it.
be straight up. I do like it the way they do it, and the best way they do it is called the A1 Thick and Hearty.
Oh, that's good.
It is.
Remember
it
when
is-
they took it away? And you were...
Crying.
I was crying.
We would eat it like once or twice a day.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to take... Yes!
Our last one was in San Marcos, I think. When we went to
Once or
that.
twice a day?
Well,
Yeah,
'cause,
we were like...
no, because they were saying
they're
like
take-
last day.
The A1 Thick and Hearty is going to be gone
Forever. So I was just like getting them like on the regular,
We were like, no!
and then
Stuffing our faces of A1 Thick and Hearties.
to find out like a couple months later it came back, and I
No, it
wanted
was like
to,
2 years
Yeah,
later.
okay,
They brought
2
it
years
back.
later.
Yeah, they
So
just
you-
recently brought it back. Yeah.
And I haven't had one.
What's inside an A1 Thick and Hearty? If I recommend grabbing a napkin for your watering mouth. It's sautéed onions with bacon, A1 sauce, 2 patties with a bunch of cheese inside. I recommend the Texas toast because that just completes the
Oh, but that's a
amazingness.
customization.
Oh, okay, yes,
Which
sorry.
which is what makes Whataburger so amazing.
yes, it
you
does.
can customize it.
However you want.
I just learned this with Simon recently that you can ask for your fries extra crispy. Did you know that?
I
No.
did not.
And he orders it like that, and they're like, "Okay, extra crispy." Like they get that all the time.
It's not
I
a
was
weird
like,
thing. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, all right, we got
Yeah.
extra crispy.
That's
Some
a new
guy
one
in
for
the
me.
back.
Going
Take
secret
him
vault.
down.
Secret vault for the Extra
Johnny,
Crispies.
Johnny, what's your burger?
Honestly, it's a double meat, double cheese Whataburger with, pickles, lettuce, onions, tomatoes, and a side of gravy.
Johnny
That-
introduced
Yes,
me to
side of
the-
gravy. You
the-
dip your burger in the gravy, or you can dip your French fries in the gravy.
I love the French fries and the gravy.
So good.
That is so gravy.
I get the double meat, double cheese all the way, except I have grilled onions with it, and I take off the pickles and I take off the tomato. I don't ask for it without the pickles and tomato because it leaves the juices in there. But the texture is out of it, and I don't know. I like tomatoes, but I don't like them in my Whataburger. And I like pickles, but I don't like them in the Whataburger. But the juices are there. It's awesome. But I need to try the gravy thing.
And
Do they
you-
charge for it?
Just try a little cup of gravy.
it's a little.
It's like a little.
Forget
It's
that.
worth it.
But you also ask for the fries extra crispy.
Yeah, and the fries extra crispy.
See,
Yeah.
who else does that for you? Nobody.
And Miguel?
Me, there's so many. I had everything on the menu. I really have. I've had a 7-meat Whataburger.
Oh my god, and we were there for that.
We recorded it.
I've had a 5 meat,
Yeah.
5 cheese, but
Yeah.
7. And I thought,
7.
I literally thought I was going to have something bad was going to happen to my heart. My arms hurt.
probably- yeah.
My chest tightened up. I was like breathing really, really heavy. How did you do 7?
I honestly felt
was a bet,
okay.
right?
Yeah, I know. Wait, was it?
You
yeah,
and
it was in
Beth,
Bethel. Me and my friend
Oh,
Bethel.
okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they both had it.
It was after one of our shows. We went and I had 7 meat
In
Whataburger,
Brownsville.
7 cheeses, fries,
All
and
the
a
fries.
large drink. I mean, that's okay. That was like a one-time thing, but my favorite.
Did you try a bigger one?
No, I did a 5 and then a 7. But my favorite burger would have to be the Patty Melt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Animal's
Patty Melt
awesome.
burger. There's. I don't want
haven't
to talk
had
about it because I'm just gonna.
We're gonna
Right.
Do you
get hungry.
customize it at all?
Just take it.
You can also ask for wheat buns. What I order is
Are you guys sponsored by?
I think we should be. Whataburger, if you ever want to sponsor us.
Do you guys remember the spicy ketchup?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
That
god,
was
I
only
missed that.
That was only like 2-3 months, I think.
Yeah.
They had a limited edition spicy ketchup. It had what was the pepper they used to make it?
I don't know. I didn't really
just-
like it.
You were
like
the
it.
only person
I
You two are the only people I've heard who didn't
Yeah.
like it. I loved it.
So
But-
Whataburger, if you're hearing this,
We love you. Thank you for burgers.
please, no, sponsor us if you're down.
Hashtag Whataburger.
Yeah.
Hashtag Whataburger for real though.
Yeah, but what I order is the Bob, which you can
Oh,
get.
that's
They
right.
have breakfast from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. and I get the Bob, which is a breakfast on a bun. And I rarely get fast food, but that is really delicious. If you get any breakfast food, get the Bob. It's got the really awesome. It's not like a hamburger bun, but it's like a mini hamburger bun with the egg patty, and you can get sausage and cheese. And
And it's open 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
24 hours.
most of them are open 24/7.
Yeah.
Boom, take that.
24
Thank you.
hours.
How did we get onto Whataburger?
I have no
Somebody
idea.
asked somebody to tell them how we
It was me.
customized
It was my fault.
You instigated
remembered.
something very beautiful,
I'm sorry.
Simon.
It's alright. It was great.
But let's
How
move
did we-
on.
what were we talking
Where are we going to move on from this? We
About
pretty.
a tour. About a tour.
Oh,
What do you
yes.
mean?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
we're
wow.
touring.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, it was about saving money.
Saving
Band,
money.
yeah. Okay,
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
So don't go to Whataburger with
yes.
your band
Ah,
money.
that's where we went.
Use the money you use from cutting lawns.
Yes. Work hard, because the harder you work, the more comfortable you are on the road.
And that is a big thing. Touring is not an easy thing at all.
Zero.
And when you see a band that comes into your town and they're a touring band, show them appreciation. Even if they're not great, show them appreciation. Tell them it's awesome that you guys are doing what you're doing. Any little bit helps.
The best thing you can do is buy them food and not. I mean, any food is appreciated, but healthy food,
And local,
yeah.
healthy local
something
food. Or
we-
homemade.
I'm not gonna talk about New Orleans yet, but okay, let's. In the past, we've been to different major cities. Like, if we're in Philly, we want to have a Philly cheesesteak,
of
and
course.
we'll splurge, But every now and then we'll get a treat from a very, very kind-hearted person, and those kinds of things are the best thing you can do, I think, for
It's
a band.
jam-packed with love.
And they stick out in your mind when you think back on the tours.
Yeah.
Food is so central to the human experience.
Mm-hmm.
If you put yourself out there, if you want to be remembered by a band, buy them some local food,
Yeah.
and they will be like, "Oh, you remember when that dude bought us
Blah,
Yeah.
blah.
blah blah?"
Like, if you come to McAllen, Texas, if you come to the Valley, I'm going to buy you tacos.
Yeah.
And, I mean, not because tacos are cheap, but
'Cause they're
because we have
amazing.
the best tacos. We're
It's an
like
experience.
we have taquerias on every single corner, and
They're
the
only
best.
$1.
Different places.
Different
but yeah.
places.
But number one thing is work hard when you're at home so you can be more comfortable on the road. Understand, by starting doing that, you are giving up a very big part of your life. And you have to understand that by doing it, you have to give it your all. You can't go half and, I'm going to lollygag.
Yeah, I've met musicians who play a lot of local shows, and they think they're going to get signed by a big, label, and they won't ever have to go through this. They feel like they're never going to have to do the rough touring and struggling and eating ramen with sriracha sauce. They
man.
think, they're
That
going to
was
get
all the first
hotels every night, but no.
It's way more than that.
I mean, it is possible if you
Oh, yeah, if you're...
on American Idol.
If you're One Direction, maybe, yeah. But, understand that saving is a very big part of it. And
We are-
stay humble.
Yeah.
And it's work. This is work. It's fun.
It's
done.
sacrifice.
It's done out of love for the experience of it, for the making the music. But this is work, and if you're doing it hard and you're working as hard as you can, it'll show. So if that's what you want to do, if you want to be a touring band, if you want to put your mark on the world through music, work very hard, take it seriously. That's what 6E's doing.
Be prepared to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah. but it's awesome. It's
it's
work,
definitely
but it's
super fun.
awesome.
Oh yeah, like but really quick, like now that we've been on the road and we've traveled as much as we can, I can't see myself doing anything else but this for the rest of my life. And when I'm home, I have the hardest time staying home. Like, I always have a backpack full of clothes, and I'm walking around my friends' houses, staying around my work, doing what I can, always on my feet. People's houses, my friends are always putting me up for the night, you know, like, I can't stop living this way. And so, like, whenever I am at home, I can't stay home. And whenever I'm on the road, I'm, like, super happy.
That's
and
just
I'm-
because you're a hippie, Cameron.
Maybe. Okay.
True.
Maybe. True.
True.
But yeah, so this is definitely, it opens your eyes to a different part of you, a different part of the world, and a different understanding of like what beautiful people are out there.
If you didn't want to do this, I mean, if you are the type of person who wants to tour, then I think you're already somewhat prepared to go through this and excited for it.
It's rough, but it's worth it.
Definitely.
Yeah, we've gotten really prepared. This is our 5th tour now, and Johnny's third. This is our
Wow,
Third, I
check
think.
I
Well,
know.
yeah.
Yeah. From the beginning to now, we now got like a trailer and stuff, so it's a lot different. But it's awesome.
You build up your arsenal. Now we're on this tour, which is
Our 5th tour?
our 5th tour in support of our latest EP release called
Moral Compass.
Moral compass for the people who can't understand when more than one person is talking.
Yeah, so we recorded this one. This is our first release off of the Autumn in Color label that we're on. And our first release with PR, which is done by Earshot Media, which is so crazy of an experience for us. The last tour we went on, and I think the one before.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. The first tour we went on after the EP release was crazy because we were getting blog posts and reviews and
From all over the
Interviews.
place.
yeah, all over the world. Actually, we got one in Greek and
We got it on Pure Volume, that review.
Yeah,
that
Pure
EP
Volume.
release on Pure Volume and stuff.
Yeah.
AP magazine.
We got
AP
featured
magazine also. It's just
So
been a crazy.
exciting.
It was so weird. Like, we would get like, one person would really like one song, another person would really hate another song, another person like, but just like an example.
Somebody would
like,
love the song that the other person hated.
exactly, like, so it's
Yeah.
just like hearing all these different views, and it's just like, it's funny because at first you're like, oh, forget them, and you're like, wait, no, this is good. Like, I need to hear this. Like, this is gonna mold me to make
This is
me a better
this
musician.
is what you've needed and wanted to hear from before, and now you're here
Yeah.
in it. It's like, whoa, what am I experiencing?
It's like, I have to take it. That's cool.
Yeah, just hearing honest reviews from strangers is really, really cool for us.
Yeah. It what's the word I'm looking for? Puts it in a better light.
Yeah, a different
Definitely.
perspective. And,
Yeah, perspective. Thank you.
yeah, so now we're touring, supporting that EP. We're getting the vinyl out soon, actually, so... Oh, shoot, I need to email Orly. Anyway, so, yeah, got a lot of stuff going on at the same time.
Which
so
Which
we're
leads
doing,
us...
Yeah, we're doing East Coast and Midwest right now. We're on day 3, I think. 4 of a 6-week tour. You guys excited?
Super.
I'm actually freaking jazzed because these first couple of days
Have been awesome.
have been really awesome.
Super awesome.
Like, even last night, which in the beginning was like iffy, and then out of nowhere got super awesome. Like, there was a couple people, but the people that were there were like really, really interested. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, yeah. Our very, very first show.
But let me talk about the beginning of the tour. Because we're not there yet.
If you can see us, we're all like waving our hands like, stop
Yeah.
talking about today.
Okay, so which leads us to our tour kickoff show, which went down
In McAllen.
in McAllen at Innovations
Art Studio.
Art Studio. It was very cold. And
It was kind of a last minute show, and
I didn't know it was going to be outside.
me either.
I don't know.
Really?
I
Like the
don't think
day
anybody
of.
knew.
Yeah, I was like,
I
whoa,
was
it's
the only
You
one.
told me. Yeah, you
Oh, really?
told me.
Yeah,
I'm
because
glad people went with like a lot of their jackets and
It
stuff.
was really cold that night.
We lent out like jackets to people.
Yeah.
Did we really?
Yeah, in our van.
I think we had, what's a good ballpark number? How many people were there?
30, 40?
40 people.
Okay.
150?
We had 30 people standing around a wooden stage outside in the cold, dark, with a tree wrapped around in lights, glowing
Tree
like
wrapped around lights.
like
Yeah.
a
Lights
We
wrapped
are.
around
You
it.
can
Lights,
tell we're already rock stars, right?
and so like
We had some
people,
floodlights in the back.
Yeah, we did, and they were super warm.
Who was the guy who opened for you?
His name is Oscar Cantu.
But I call him Boozle.
We-
I will
he-
not
No, you don't have to.
call him
You're okay.
Oscar. His
Yeah.
nickname is so much cooler.
Yeah, his nickname's
Yeah.
Boozle, but he kind of prefers to be called Oscar. He doesn't like Boozles too much, but
He likes his own name.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly,
think-
exactly.
we're still
I
gonna
don't
call him
understand,
Boozle.
but whatever.
He plays a very strong influenced
Sounds like a Dylan.
Bob Dylan, Roy Orbison. Very what
But it's
era?
not cheap, you
No,
know?
no.
It's like it's how he does it. It doesn't come off like he's trying
yeah,
to
it comes
do
across as original.
Like he just happened to be listening to it, and it happened to just
it.
sink
He happened to
in
be
there.
born in this era.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so strange.
In his past life, he was
He even acts
homies.
like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he even acts like he was born in.
So
He's a
actually,
really
I'm gonna
cool guy.
I'm gonna really recommend. He has a couple videos on YouTube, so go ahead and search Oscar Cantu, and you can find a couple of his songs on
Is
there.
there? Do you know a name of a song?
He has a song,
Happy,
Mr. Happy.
Mr. Happy, and he has a song
That's
called
my favorite.
Life,
Mr. Happy's
which
very
is
cool.
Life is probably my favorite song from him, and
And he's only 17, so he has like
18.
he's 18, so he has
18.
like
Legal.
a lot of potential.
He's 18. He has a lot of
Ladies.
time to grow.
Remember when we would first start playing shows? Miguel and I would always be like, "And the drummer's single, ladies," and they would all be like,
And all the guys would go, "Woo!" JK.
Oh, that's funny.
"Yeah."
But
So
but-
he was on his last song, and
he was rocking the.
he played he plays acoustic with harmonica, yeah, and so it's like pretty chill. Cameron didn't even notice. I saw like a cop car,
The whole SWAT team.
yeah, like a whole SWAT team, not
Helicopters
just
and-
one
There's a dog canine units everywhere,
Yeah.
just tackling everyone.
crazy.
attacking everyone. They had the water hoses too. You know,
The water.
Beanbag
Whoa.
gun.
stuck a daisy in a
Rubber bullets.
yeah. So they like told us we needed to turn the music down, and he was already playing soft, and we
Yeah.
were gonna be playing after him, and we're full band.
So I went over there and turned all of his volumes halfway down. And so I was thinking to myself, and I was like, how in the world are we going to play that volume with full band?
You freaked out, man. I saw your
if
face.
you know-
he had his hands on
Yeah.
his head.
If anybody knows Cameron out there, they know.
I got
Yeah.
super
He's
discouraged.
Very paranoid too.
Like, I got really, really discouraged.
Like
and
came out of nowhere, and he's very paranoid.
He is.
No.
He's
Well,
a
actually, because on the
paranoid about a
last
lot of
couple of
things.
songs, we were thinking about just blowing out big, you know, full volume, one last shebang before we left, and I was just so bent on
Shebang,
not
shebang.
because, like, I don't know, I'm very cautious. Let me tell you that. But
Which is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
and yes, in certain aspects. But so we went up there, me wielding my brushes, Audrey, Miguel, and Johnny,
Quarter volume.
quarter volume.
Yeah.
I was like whispering, "Hey guys, thanks for coming out. This next song is called Camper's Combo."
And we had this one song where the crowd clapped with me, and it was like the world's loudest crowd clap. It was so awesome how down they were. And
It turned
then
into
we-
snaps
yeah,
for a little bit.
yeah.
We were like, "Okay, snapping instead. That's too loud."
But no, they were amazing. They were so willing to stand there and watch us play half
felt-
volume.
Yeah, we were playing so quietly. I felt like we were in a jazz club, and I was like singing in front of a piano.
And that's
But-
such a cool thing about you guys too, and it shows how much experience you have. You have to know what you're doing as a group in order to be able to pull something like that off, because that was not something that was intended at all. And then it happened. It's like, okay, well, we've got to play. These people came out for us. What are we gonna do? And then you pulled it off really well, and it
Thanks.
helps that the crowd was
Willing.
there for you and just super supportive, and they were like getting down with the songs, even though they're quiet. It's just like
You could tell they were really enjoying it. It was amazing.
yeah, and it was like a nice little like back and forth. Like you sang Mermaid. Somebody in the crowd called it Meow Maid because you're like saying it as a cat.
Yeah, I sang the whole song in meows. It was really fun. It's because it's something I do when I'm alone. I sing everything in meows. Exactly. But I want to say for bands who are interested in touring, just know that you'll come back from each tour a better band. And our dad, Cameron and my dad, is probably our biggest fan, and he comes to every single local show that we have, and he will tell us an honest, critical review of that show. He'll be like, your vocals were too high, but the sound was excellent. It was so crisp and clear. But that show was, he really liked it. Why did I bring him up?
You were going to talk about...
Oh, yeah, because after every tour, he is always just astounded at how much better we are. So you if you want to get better, you can practice and practice, but playing every single night on tour for weeks, it's completely different. It changes your attitude and your stage presence and your ability.
And the dynamic of the group.
Yeah.
And like
bond.
one of the biggest things in going on tour is you're never... Okay, there's going to be
never,
about
ever
a 70% chance that you're going to know what size or what equipment you'll be working with. So understand that you can show up to a venue, they will have no PA, they will have no microphones or no mic stands, and you will literally have to be like, okay, we're getting paid tonight, or even not. People are sitting there at least. You have to find a way to give them the best performance you can working with what you have. And if you are willing to step it up and make it happen, that is what's going to make you a better musician.
Yeah, you're just like praying for tips,
Yeah,
and
pretty
you
much.
want to like
And
it's
free
either
food.
you don't play, you give up and you don't play, you don't make any money, don't get to the next city, you don't have any money for gas, or you just give it your all and work with what you have. We've had shows like that, we've had to play acoustic.
Yeah.
We've had shows where we have the most amazing sound, this amazing sound guys, and you never know what you're gonna get. Just
One
like
night
you said.
could be incredible. 150 kids are all just going nuts. The next night you could be playing to one person who's half drunk and is half asleep.
And it's not even that could happen. That does happen.
Yeah, it's just
you are
that's-
guaranteed to have that happen.
And the worst thing is when you play for a place full of like maybe 10 people and none of them even look at you. You finish a song, nobody claps for you. You give out CDs, they don't even take them from you. Like it can get that bad, and it can also get as good as what Simon said.
Yeah.
But the main thing that I really wanted to jump to and say really, really bad is really cool. I had to play drums on an iTouch once for about 4 or 5 shows, and we made it work. And I'm just really proud of that I had to say it for no reason.
yeah,
So, yeah, there's my
that is
random...
really, really
Little
cool.
fun fact for
Yeah.
everybody.
Like Miguel will play bass on the acoustic guitar, and Cameron has played drums on an iPad like drum app,
Like
and
the whole
it's really
set.
cool. It actually sounds really cool.
It's ridiculous.
I think it's really important to mention how the donations and the support that was given by you guys that
God, it was amazing.
Okay.
it was we expected the people who regularly support the band to come out and support, but it was to a point where everybody was just completely blown away.
Yes, that's like putting it lightly. We had no expectations to make that much money, and it was a pretty small crowd, but we made way more money than a small crowd should be giving.
Yeah. For that, what was it? Yeah. What was our ballpark number? Like 40 people?
40,
Yeah.
50?
40
Yeah.
people
Yeah,
that
good.
went out. But if you looked in the tip jar, I mean, it didn't seem like there
Yeah,
were
it
a
was
lot of people.
whoa. You look at the tip jar, you're like, oh my.
Yeah,
There's
and not only
20s
that,
in there.
not only that, we got scarves, we got beanies, we
We
got,
got
Care
Cliff
packages.
bars,
Yeah.
water bottles, fruit snacks.
We got clean Q-tips, Listerine,
God, it
Oh,
was
yeah.
just
baby
like,
wipes, like...
everything to
to stay alive
Yeah.
and survive and stay smelling good for the people that you're going to meet later. Like, everything you did for us and everything you gave and just being there is going to
support,
be,
yeah.
like, that's going to be the reason why we come home.
There's no need to sugarcoat it. That was completely necessary. We needed
Yeah.
that support, and because money is tight.
And-
Money is super tight, and we knew that first tour kickoff show was going to be really important, because you never know how the first few shows are going to go, and they can go really well, and if they don't, then it gets really, really tight. And it's important to know that as a band that's touring or wants to tour, it's your presence at home. You got to treat it with respect, because if you treat it with respect, when you come back, you're not just some band that's leaving and doing their own thing and then coming back and acting like they're bigger than everybody else. You come back and it's your home.
Yeah.
And these people will do what they did with 60. They lifted them up. Yeah. It's like, look, that literally could be the thing that helps get us back home. And that's it's awesome.
And we want you to know that we're not tight for money because we're being, careless or anything.
No.
It's because we are still, we've only been playing for 4 years, but we've been touring for 2 years already, and that's because we have a label now that's amazing. We have PR that's amazing as well, and we have a booking agent, and having those three things is almost unheard of for a band our size. So along with that comes extra expenses, which makes it tougher. We have to sacrifice a little more, but we're so willing to do that. And having people like the people who were at that show, the people who donated, it's literally the only reason we're able to keep doing this. If it wasn't for donations, we would not be able to do this. We had donations to get us the trailer that we have.
Yep.
If we didn't have that trailer, what would we be doing? We would be like...
There's no way I could be here.
Definitely not.
Johnny would have
But
to
even
walk.
our last tour, like, what would we... What?
Johnny would have to walk the whole tour.
Sure.
Put them on a moped.
It's literally, we would have had to sacrifice a lot of equipment, a lot of luggage. We would have to
Space.
bring like one shirt each to
Yeah.
fit, and no amps or anything. So
Thank you.
you need to know how appreciated, how important those donations are. We just love every single person who helps us out. Thank you.
Financially and emotionally.
And emotionally. Our shows at home,
Are the best on tour.
Yeah.
they're
down.
amazing. People
Hands
are so
down.
supportive, and I think that they keep coming back because they know how much we appreciate them. So
Yeah.
that's important.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you guys.
thank you guys.
If you don't know, now you know.
Did you know that? Now you know.
So the end of that show was not the end of the night for us by any means. By
No.
any means at all.
I stayed up all night. I did not get a wink of sleep, and I was up with Simon doing documents, getting mailing lists printed out, and
Becoming delirious.
yeah, so tired. I work at a coffee shop, and I was like, I didn't even make myself a coffee today.
Wow, you're at a coffee shop.
At the very, very end.
In the morning when we were we're gonna take off. We were there when the guy came in the morning to open the shop.
Oh,
And
yeah, we called him. It's like, don't be scared. We're in the back.
yeah, it's like we're still working. Can't believe we're still here, but don't freak out.
We
So
work at Jitters.
yeah, Jitters Coffee Bar in Mission, Texas.
The best coffee in
Shout
the
out.
valley.
real.
Honestly, I didn't really enjoy coffee. Jitters coffee, I enjoy. I like the flavor of it.
Yeah, it's great.
So coming
It's
from a
great.
non-coffee drinker, you should check it out.
And
Yeah, so they were open for like an hour before we left, or two even. We were there so long. I was working on some Photoshop things that I needed to get done. And,
I was helping get some of the banner stuff
yeah.
set
Yeah.
up with documents and
Yeah, and that morning I went out to get the trailer tires replaced, or
Yeah, and then you went to get the pins in Mexico.
I went out to Wesco get pins that our friend made. Pinsies.
Elaine.
Elaine. You had to text me the name. I was like, I don't know her.
And then I had sent Cameron on like 3 errands to go
Me and
pay the
Johnny.
booking agent. Oh yeah, Cameron and Johnny left to go pay the booking agent, pick up some money from our grandma and something else. And then Simon and I went to like Hobby Lobby to get some things for the merch box, and we were just all scrambled in the morning, and it was so hard to wake everybody up because they all got like 2 hours of sleep. So Cameron was like grinding his teeth, and then he left. And I was like, how can you complain? I didn't sleep at all. And so we were all just like stressed for time. And what are you doing?
Nothing.
What are you doing?
What?
There was some
There was some
hand
wiggity
gestures.
wiggity.
There was no wiggity
hand
wiggity.
gestures.
Anyway, so the crazy thing about that morning was when we finally got in the car, packed it up, loaded in,
Feeling real good about it.
real good about it.
Still like pressed for time, but
Philip, yes, we were actually
not as bad as the first day of the last tour.
No, last tour we got to the show 2 hours before we were supposed to play. We actually
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. That's very
First of all,
unprofessional.
Unprofessional.
I mean,
So just 'cause
it
it's
is
the first day.
it is a long drive from us, but yeah, we don't. If you know there's a long drive, leave on time and leave time for like emergencies, restrooms.
Yeah,
At
we
least an
actually
hour.
we
Yeah.
got there before the show even started, so
Yeah,
that was a
really good.
personal
We did
best
really
for the
good.
band.
If it's the first day of tour, plan ahead. Just, I mean, we always say, yeah, we're going to have everything packed up the night before, and then we're going to sleep all in the same room and take off in the morning. Never, ever
Jolly
happens.
happiness.
Yeah.
And
You
We're
will
always
forget
scrambling.
something.
Yes.
You will forget something.
it's just supposed to
must.
happen.
You
Yeah.
just gotta hope it's not
Thankfully-
something important.
Thankfully, we didn't forget anything, right?
Yeah.
Nothing like a money box.
Forgot
or
the most
anything.
important thing. Which was
Yeah,
my
one
pillow.
thing
You
you
forgot your
need.
pillow.
You need two things on tour. You need a pillow and you need money. Like, remember those donations we were just talking about? Well,
They
we left
stayed.
those.
In our trailer.
We wanted to keep them close to you guys.
So we just left it there. No, yeah, we forgot the money box, but we had the card. I think we have.
Yeah, we had
we have
the
it on
band
our
card.
band card. So
Oh yeah,
we were
we
still
got it.
able to use some of it, but we got it. We're working on getting it transferred and stuff. All that.
It's already.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay,
Our dad was able to break into our house, our trailer, and get it. So we're all good. We're good.
Gravy.
Your money's in safe, careful hands.
Yes.
Hands
In
that
our-
don't forget
in our bank.
money. And so what happened after that?
The
Well, the packing of the
yeah,
trailer
the
was
packing was
crazy.
We felt it. I was feeling pretty good because we were about to get going, and then I think I sat in the back of the van, and we're like,
no, it was me.
The top.
We put the lightest guy in the
I
back.
know.
so
I
put
was in the
Cameron.
back, and I'm just there like, okay, and then we all get in, and it's like, and you hear the chains, and I was just like,
The chains that connect the trailer to the van.
and I was just like, oh no.
We heard them touching the ground.
So we get out of the trailer park.
And wait, let's not forget all the speed bumps just to get out of the trailer park.
True.
Yeah,
It's like
Cameron
at
and
least
I.
6 or 7
Cameron's
of
my
them.
brother, and we live in a trailer park, and it has like
So,
3
dips,
coming in.
dips and
Yeah.
speed bumps.
I think I cried every time we hit a speed bump.
You did cry, I remember.
I cried a little inside, but it was awesome because right before we got on the expressway, I don't know what we did differently, but it just
We just picked up speed, I think.
yeah. Once we picked up speed, the chains got off the floor and it was driving great. It was awesome.
Yeah,
So-
we left safely. We didn't, even though things were looking a little uneven, we did shift around some stuff. We got it so that it was drivable. We knew we only had the drive up to Houston, which is a long drive, but it's pretty much a straight shot.
A blip in the tour.
And we knew once we got there, we were going to have to figure out some sort of arrangement with the weight to get it like perfect. And we're there now, so
Yeah.
we
It
left
worked.
safely. We weren't thinking, oh well, it's just unsafe this trip.
Just
Don't
winged
worry
it.
about it.
No, yeah. Honestly, safety is number one. If you feel uncomfortable about something,
Yeah, we never.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Cameron
very.
is the most cautious person.
And I've
also Simon, they're both very cautious.
Yeah.
also very big on communicating. Don't ever hold anything in on tour because it usually ends with exploding emotions that were
fists
unnecessary.
and faces.
Yeah, so
Fists and faces.
if you ever have something to say to somebody, just be an adult about it and find the best way to say it because
Indeed.
You're going to be next to them every single day, every single hour. for the entire tour, and if
So-
you're gonna hold it in,
But we do good. We do really good.
No,
we
we
don't
do.
get in each other's nerves.
No, we're
like,
very good,
wow,
but
you're
I think
like
we should
brothers.
take this time to come on.
Unleash.
Yeah, let's. Wait,
No.
Cameron,
What are
I
your
hate you so much.
Cameron. Now that Miguel brought it up, I hate you too, man.
I knew it.
I didn't want to say anything, but since Simon said it, yeah, I agree.
How do you feel about yourself, Cam?
I kind of hate myself now.
I did like myself. You bring up some good points.
I
Here.
know. Touche. You got me on that one. But you know, it's really good. We got out of there. We got on the highway. We get to Houston about 30 minutes before the show starts, which is great
He
timing.
was like, whoa, 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 whoa,
No, no.
whoa, whoa, wee, whoa, wee, wee, whoa, whoa.
For real though,
We got their hours.
So we got there hours before the show started, which was really, really good.
Or like an hour.
We got in there. Everybody was really nice. Talked to a couple of the bands. Figured out the situation because apparently there was some confusion. Got the show started. Realized we didn't have the money box. Made it work. Broke some of our own money to get some
I'd be in
change.
there somewhere.
And it was just crazy because the best thing about it was once we got on stage and all the bands that were before us played and they did an amazing job.
Shout out to the band.
Shout out to La Cien, that's La Sien, Cloud Eaters.
They're from Atlanta.
They're from Atlanta.
Whoop, so
And they
glad
know,
we saw them.
They know the guys that own the
label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Todd.
Really
Yeah.
crazy. They were like,
Todd and Travis.
yeah, they were asking us questions about the label. It was really cool.
Yeah, they're really awesome. Oh, La Cien, by the way, they are this funk, rock, Spanish, awesome music band. Cloud Eaters is this fat beat, very driving bass, very in-your-face guitar. Really,
Sick
really, really
vocals.
smooth synth lines. Really awesome vocals.
a lot of
some
effects. And
really
stuff.
cool effects in the vocals.
Like, really unique
Clean.
sound.
And then you have Beans.
They're like
They were the last band.
They were okay. No. Okay, then I'm gonna get to them last. Then and then Beach Bones. It was
was the first
girl. It was a girl lead singer fronted band.
girl basses.
Fun music.
Fun, just really
Didn't
like.
the girl bass player have her pinky broken?
yeah, she had
I
a-
think
She
One of her
did.
fingers was
Yeah.
broken.
Oh, she had a fever.
No, she had a broken finger.
she had
Yeah.
a broken
One
finger.
of them was having a fever.
Oh, that's right. I think it was a bassist was feeling sick, and the singer had a broken
No,
finger.
I remember the bassist had a broken
Broken
finger.
Correct it. Lay it on the law,
The
Johnny.
drummer
What was
didn't-
it? Tell me the final
Okay,
thing.
whatever.
Maybe
No,
one of
no.
them
I
was
want to hear
sick.
this.
Why?
What is it?
If Beach Bones hears this, they can correct this later.
Okay, so they were really, really fun. Beans was this soul kind of like,
I want to say Southern
Yeah,
rock.
like a
Southern.
Southern rock, just really just
The
jamming,
guitar
getting
player had a
down.
sweet mustache.
Yeah, he did have a sweet mustache.
Oh, yeah.
But all the bands there were great. Everybody was willing to work together, but like when we finally got on stage and we were all at our regular volumes and I had my regular sticks in my hands and we were able to just unleash all that pent up energy from that tour kickoff show. It felt so good. At the end of songs, I was literally shaking because it felt so good. Like after Cupid's Drinking song, my legs were going crazy.
Yeah,
my heart was just like,
You looked crazy at a couple of points.
dude, I was a little crazy, man. Like,
I had to tell Cameron to like chill. I was like, "You're playing too loud." I would like turn around in the middle of a song. Shh.
but no, it was just a really, really great feeling, like for all of us to, and then I can't even wait to come back
Oh, I'm so
home
excited.
to give you all a full power show.
Dose of Cameron.
Yeah, we got some
juice.
really good contacts
Yeah, definitely.
There.
From the
Oh,
lead
yeah.
singer of La Cien.
and just like awesome people. Really.
Yeah, I met some really cool people.
They were very, very, very supportive. And then after that amazing show, after everybody...
Keep in mind that we were all sleep deprived.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is true.
and we still try to do our best, and it was really awesome.
I think one of the best things was right when we were leaving, we finally looked up how long the drive was tomorrow, and then also realized we had the next day off,
Yeah.
Yep, in Houston.
which
So we had the
Really
next day
excited.
off, and then after that, only a 4-hour drive. It was like heaven.
slept at our me and Audrey's mom's house in Houston, ate this amazing chili
Soup.
It was like turkey.
Yeah, I think it was like ground turkey, and then she added kale on top. It was so good, and it was so late. It was like 3:45 by the time we actually got to get inside, and all the visitor parking was completely full. So we had to park like across the street in some
I think we had to like
neighborhood.
take the trailer, park it down the expressway, like down a couple expressways at another family member's house.
The trailer was parked.
Oh yeah, we had to go drop off the trailer first.
Back the trailer up there, half asleep. I was just.
I was asleep for the whole
and
thing.
so we finally,
That was hilarious.
I passed out. I passed out through the whole thing.
We're back to with the driveway. Johnny crashed. And then the second that we
not
parked,
crashed.
crashed out. Like,
okay.
And then as soon as we got the trailer parked and locked it, he was like, "Oh, what's up, guys? What's up?" And everyone is like, "Johnny,
Are we leaving the
welcome back."
venue?
Right. So, slept like baby angels.
We ate that soup, and then we just knocked
Tummy's
out.
full.
Yeah. And then
Nice. Then we had the next
day
day
was
off.
glorious. We slept plenty,
We slept
right?
till like
yeah.
We
one.
got like 9 hours of sleep.
Yeah, it was
we
the most beautiful thing in the world.
I missed all these phone calls.
And it was
I was like, no, not now. I need this.
lip finger over the lips.
It was good. We got some stuff done that we needed to get done. My sister actually lives in the area, so Audrey and I got to go have some Chinese food over there.
Oh yeah.
Brought back
And-
leftovers.
Yeah, I brought back some leftovers for the guys to eat. It was really delicious, except for the orange peel that
It scared me
like-
so bad. I bit into one
like-
of those peels, and my imagination was like
Fish skin?
Yeah, I know. My imagination went crazy and showed me every possible
Crocodile
thing.
tail? What is this?
And I'd bitten into one of those peppers and it just
Lost your appetite right away.
because then Simon recommended the cream cheese
the crab rangoon
cheese
those
filled
are awesome.
thing, and that
Those are
just
really
didn't go. I couldn't even swallow. I almost gagged. I was
You don't
gagging.
like, you don't
no,
like those?
I was about to throw it up.
Something wrong with this kid.
I love those things.
Yeah, I didn't eat those tonight.
Yeah, so we took the day off, and Simon's sister donated some money, which was amazing. And plus, she and her husband paid for our meals. It was
Yeah.
things like that. Things
Yeah.
like that make us really, really
Thank you,
glad
I-
to keep going with this.
Thank you, Eileen and Mike.
And that night too, we stayed up till like maybe 2, and there was some people downstairs having like a jam session on some
Jenga.
bongos. Yeah, 2 in the
It was
morning.
like an apartment complex, and they were underneath us, and we were
I was
wondering
li- I
how
was, yeah.
they were able to get by with that without
Yeah.
the cops coming by.
They had like bongos.
They did it
and-
for like an
whatever.
hour at
There's
least.
some like
I was late.
they were getting down. They were getting down.
You
I had
what?
my ear on the floor because I was laying down like that, and I just heard it very faintly, like just
Like a drum?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like
Skin started.
And it just got louder.
And I
It just got
asked
louder
everybody,
and louder.
"Did you guys hear that?" And everybody got quiet. And
It just picked up.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
it's
Not even exaggerating.
We're not tribal, yeah. And
And
it
then
just
it
got
got
out of
really
hand.
loud.
It just got louder and louder and louder.
Sometimes it sounded like Mexican music.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah,
It's
they
like
were,
ding 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 ding
We had
ding
to-
ding ding ding.
We opened the door and it was just full
inside.
out. They were just like, all the whole drum set came out. And
I wanted to go down there and start jamming with it, and I was like,
It was so late though. We were like, why?
We were building we were putting together a table, like a TV stand and
for our mom.
a coffee table, and we thought since we were like banging on the table, like hammering stuff in together.
This was
we
earlier.
earlier we thought maybe they were trying to like
Pay back.
Yeah, pay back.
look what we can do.
In the morning though, Miguel was like stomping around.
How do you like that?
What if they were just building furniture then?
In tempo.
In tempo.
And singing, yeah.
At 2 in the morning though.
You never know, man. People get down at all times.
Yeah, so that was pretty much, I guess, the end of the Houston.
Yeah.
Well,
Experience.
which will later lead us over to the wild salmon.
Next podcast, we'll be talking about Lafayette.
Lafayette.
Yes, I think that's a good place to stop the very first episode of Band on Tour
So,
from 6C and Rinky Dinky Co.
We want you to
Stay 60, everyone.